Hello.
Hi.
We did not change clothes.
No,
We're back from Maui Day 2.
you like my sweatshirt?
We will swap for Hawaii.
Yeah, go check out the Cape May video. I'm wearing a Lobster House sweatshirt.
Right, so we're from Pennsylvania, so if you don't know, Cape May, New Jersey's, we already have a video up
My
for
go-to.
that. If you've never been there, you should go to there.
Yeah, you should also go to Maui.
Yeah, that was definitely our favorite island. So,
Yeah.
If you watch the first video, we're on the Pride of America cruise through Norwegian Cruise Lines. So this was the only day, or the only port where you're at the same port for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So the very first day, we kind of packed it full with food trucks and luau and all kinds of stuff. So for this day, we really just wanted to kind of have a beach day, get to explore some of the island. We didn't really have too much of a plan. We knew the beaches we wanted to go to. We knew where we wanted to eat. But aside from that, it was more of a relaxed day, do some snorkeling and do some sightseeing, etc. So, not a super long video, but you should definitely stay tuned because this landscape is incredible.
This day was really up my alley. I absolutely loved it.
This was my favorite day.
The beaches, just look at that. Look at that water. Look at the palm trees flowing in the breeze. What's not to like? The sand, beautiful.
You can pronounce all these places, man.
I can. Kapalua Bay.
Go for it.
Kapalua Bay Beach. Love it there. It's beautiful. It's like this little cove. There is, if you look, waves breaking pretty far out. That's where a coral reef system is. So they ask you to stay within the reef, not go too far out. There are advanced snorkelers and, locals that live there that do go farther out. But for the most part, they generally say, stay within that area there. What's not to love? I mean, just look at it.
You're this
Being
little cove.
transported back.
Great place for snorkeling. That's one of the main draws of this beach.
Yes.
You do have to pay for parking. The beach is free, but the parking was pretty difficult. I would say try to get here a little bit earlier than us. We got here, I think, at like 10 a.m. I'd probably try to get here a little bit earlier than
It
that.
fills up pretty fast. There's not a big parking lot for it.
We were driving up and down trying to find a place to park.
Yeah. I will say, for people that are new to snorkeling, this might not be the best place to start. Main reason is it is very rocky. And I know that Logan and I, when we were going out snorkeling, this I think was your first time ever snorkeling.
My first time ever.
There it is. As you can see, it's a very rocky bottom. It's not sandy. There's not a lot of places for you to stand because you don't want to be standing on the coral. It's one, a great way to cut yourself, but two, you don't want to disturb anything.
And this is only like 2 foot deep, so like you're like this far from touching this.
Yes, it also was a day where the current was pretty rough, so there were a couple of times that I felt, and I've gone snorkeling a couple of times, so I was pretty comfortable with it, but I felt like the current was dragging me down and I was concerned that my knees were going to be bumping up against the coral and scraping it. But absolutely incredible to see sea life. Tons of fish, saw a couple of eels, sea urchins were everywhere. Not the poisonous kind, the safe kind, but they were absolutely everywhere. And it was so cool to see.
What I would suggest if you were going to go snorkeling here, where we rent a kayak here.
Yes.
If you go up to that little station, you can rent life jackets there, and if you were in a life jacket and snorkeling, that would probably be a lot better.
Yeah.
And it probably wouldn't cost that much because the kayak was like $20. But there is also, in the middle of that circle that you saw when we came out, there is like a triangle that's not like that. You can see underneath that's all rocky. Look how clear the water is.
It's beautiful.
But there is a big area that's sand that's in the middle. So if you don't want to go out and be swimming around like we were, you could go to that sandy area. You're going to see a lot less sea life than you will with the rocks. But there is a sandy area, but it's kind of small.
Yeah,
I would say go rent a life jacket. Would be
that would be the best way to go about it. Then we could get to fully experience.
This was a kayak extravaganza.
Oh, I was terrified. We were going to tip. He
was yelling at me this whole video.
I really was, because he kept moving, and we were going to tip and fall, and I was just not. I
had to get the shot.
Had
to get the shot.
Had to get the shot. Anything for the shot. But it's an absolutely gorgeous beach. It was a beautiful day, as you guys can see. That's an interesting shot. Again, just like with the first video, I haven't seen this, so we're watching it together, which is pretty nice. I liked that they had the kayak there that you can rent. They had a couple of things that you could rent to do.
I hope the guy that was working there when we worked there is there when you're there. He's just like this, like, He was like Crush from Finding Nemo. He's like,
Yeah, he was
surfer dude.
so cool.
Hey, bro, just go out there. And it was
Yeah.
really funny.
Yeah, very much what you would expect from somebody living in Hawaii.
He was living his best life.
Yeah,
sure.
he really was. I feel like anybody that works anywhere in Hawaii, they're living their best life.
Yeah, highly recommend if you were just going to go to a beach and you wanted to go snorkeling.
Kapalua Bay. Yeah, beautiful.
So we're going not that far. That's about like another like 10 miles down the road here. And there's another beach and a little restaurant called the Gazebo.
The Gazebo. Really good food there. That place also gets very busy, but you can take food to go and just sit there and eat it. Here it is.
It looks very unassuming.
Yeah.
Food here was really good.
It was very good.
And if you search for places in Maui to eat, this is going to pop up.
It's up there, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said you can get food to go and just sit there and eat it, which is probably the best thing to do if it is like a busy time for breakfast or for lunch. But luckily we were able to get a spot.
I'm not sure. I got a very traditional like pork and you got like pancakes.
Banana macadamia nut pancakes. Top notch.
So
good. They had like a coconut cream with them. I highly recommend them. If you go, please get them. Napili Bay.
This was directly off the back. So this is not Napili Bay. It's off to the right, but this was directly behind the Gazebo. There's a little walkway that could come down here. Depending on the time of year, this might be underwater when you're there, but
depending
this is really cool to walk out onto. Very, like Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean type vibes going on out here.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Everywhere you go, I think in Hawaii, it kind of feels like that. It feels like you're on a movie set.
Probably not be wearing flip-flops like we all are.
Yeah, well, it happens. Really neat. There are little like cove areas that you can see some sea life, just chilling out, waiting for the tide to come back up. But yeah, probably not the safest place to go wandering around, but anything for the shot. Napili Bay, we'll get to in a second, was absolutely incredible. Not, in my opinion, as good as Kapalua Bay Beach. I thought Kapalua Bay Beach was a lot nicer.
I agree.
In terms of scenery. But Napili Bay is really, really nice.
Apparently Napili Bay is a really nice place to go snorkeling. It just wasn't on the day we were there. The current was a lot rougher, I guess. When we were there, it was a lot more waves.
Yep.
And there's no rock formations or anything. It's just all sand.
Which is nice.
So it is nice, but there was no fish or anything, really, that we saw. So we kind of just hung out on the beach a little bit.
Which was nice to have a little bit of downtime on the beach. To be honest, I'm pretty sure we were only on the beach for about an hour before we had to essentially pack up for the day and
get back to the ship.
Keep going on. But it was still a great time.
If you're going to Maui, the Gilligan's Island Luau, I highly recommend, which was on the first video. Wailea Beach and Kapalua Bay.
Yep, and the Gazebo.
Yeah, so if you only have one day and you're making just one day,
yep,
that would be my suggestion for the highlights from Maui for us anyway.
And in my opinion, in Logan's opinion, I know I can speak for him on this, Maui was our favorite island by far. You can get on a hopper plane. All of the islands in Hawaii have international airports, and you can get on a hopper plane and it'll take you from island to island, which is really nice. So you can go do things on other islands or go explore them if you want, and then go back to Maui, and that's where you're mainly staying. And I think that that's a really nice thing to have.
For all of our Pride of Americans that are going on the cruise, if you look in the description where that itinerary is, it'll not only have the names of all these places, it'll also tell you how much it cost. It'll tell you the distance from the ship and the distance from one location to the other. So it really help you plan out your day if you want to steal some of these locations for your trip.
Yeah, that is the one thing that I know that we touched on in the Pride of America video, but the excursions through them were really expensive. So we did a lot on our own. We did a lot of our own research, and really, that's how we found all of these places.
Really cheap place to rent cars. We'll also put that in the description. We were renting like Jeep Wranglers for like $70 a day.
Yeah, which who doesn't want to?
A lot less. It's hundreds of dollars less than paying for the excursion.
Yeah, who doesn't want a Jeep Wrangler though when you're in Maui? That's super important. But yeah, I guess that's the end of the video.
Yep.
So tune in.
See you in Hawaii.
Yeah, tune in for day 3.
Yep.
In Hawaii. Bye.
Bye.